welcome back to the channel. It's your host, X today, bringing guys the Rule Away 6 finals. The finals. We're ending up today, guys, with some of the most feared and some of the most greatest teams on the server that we got going on so far. We have AU's team of Jean Bart versus the mixed team of Hated Most. So like I said, these are some of the most well-known players on the server and very skilled at what they do. So this is going to be a doozy all around. I'm telling you, these guys are going to pull out some tactics you probably haven't seen before, and we're going to watch every single bit of it together. So strap yourselves in, because this is probably going to be something worth seeing and worth recording here. So guys, this is something interesting here. They're running Cossack, so this is not a ship you normally see. Now the British DDs are fairly new. The line just happened to launch not too long ago, so it's interesting to see how they're going to deploy these British DDs into the line here. Romas and Richelieu has been pretty much the staple, the bread and butter of most teams lately. You see Maints and Amalfis, those have been the bread and butter of the cruisers. But the Cossacks are new, so it'd be very interesting to see how are they going to play these in the battle. I know the British destroyers come around about 130mm cannons, which puts them very close to cruisers. Cruisers are about 152 starting off for most ships in World of Warship splits. So you're not too far off, and you're able to gunboat a little bit, and you also have smoke. So unlike the German Z-23s, where they mainly rely on their guns and sonar only, these British ships are able to gunboat a bit and use smoke and use single-fire torpedoes. So this gives them a versatility tool not commonly found except in the Benson. So it'd be interesting to see how this Cossack's actually going to pull over here. It seems like he's got a nice flank going on here. I'm pretty sure someone has noticed him by now. The detection has gone off, because I can see Frozen's kind of chasing him, but not sure where he is. So he knows that he's being detected, so he just kind of broke off a little bit there. You can see there's a bunch of B-cap. Lo Yang's off, splitting torps in the distance with the Cossack here. Looks like they're basically fighting over who's going to get to the A-cap here now to try and keep him at bay. Now, the good thing about this is, with the Cossack and Lo Yang fighting each other, it does tie both destroyers up, but both teams know where one destroyer is on either team. So it kind of helps in a way by giving both teams kind of the advantage of knowing where one another destroyers are at pretty much a good amount of time. For this type of method, especially since there are no CVs in this match to spot destroyers for them, that is a crucial bit of information. Granted, like I said, it's a 50-50, because now both destroyers are now spotting each other instead of spotting the other teammates or making any power play moves. Now, you can see that Lo Yang has basically kind of doubled back to the corner of the map there. They're basically trying to fight each other. He can... Oh, that is a lot of damage to Lo Yang there. I've noticed that most teams, if they take a lot of damage, if he can pull off, that'd be best, because if they lose the destroyers very early, I've noticed a lot of teams tend to not have some issues recovering, especially after destroyers go down. Now, they've managed to pull the Cossack and the Roma off to the far corner here. I'm wondering... Oh, they got two ships themselves on the side. I was wondering if they were just below, maybe down at C-cap, they could maybe push the envelope there. It'd be very tough unless they wanted to go ahead and catch those two split-off ships and just try and rotate and catch two out. Actually, no, there's three back there. Sure enough, spotting comes in handy sometimes. So there's a Richelieu sitting behind this rock. So now I see exactly why they did not push the envelope there. See, Frozen's taking a lot of damage. Both Amalfis are basically retreating at this point. I mean, they can't take on that full health ship on their self. Now, 75% of that Richelieu, definitely, yep, that's a lot of damage that Richelieu can shell out before the Amalfis will be able to do a significant amount of damage to put it out of commission. So it makes more sense to just retreat right now and get the... Oh, my goodness, they're about to take a Roma out. Torpedoes off the side. Oh, wow, that was a nice hole you found right there. That was a wonderful hole, wonderful power play there to knock a battleship out. That puts... Oh, my goodness, that puts Jean Bart up a couple points there. Both caps are still even, so like I said, it's still anybody's game. Still long ways to go here. A minute left, 2 minutes left, actually, in the match here. It'd be interesting to see who's going to take this one. And another power play going on here from the Lo Yang. He just happened to bide his time long enough for the lightning going the other direction. Now he's capturing A-cap. Wait, they're flipping C. They've noticed this. They've noticed that they're starting to get the pushback going on here. Cossack is coming through with smoke, trying to keep the other battleships out of it. It's an interesting power play. So they managed to both flip the caps, both A-cap. Now, here's what's interesting, though. If the Lo Yang can happen to push into B-cap and get something going there, he can actually... Oh, they've lost a ship. They lost a ship. Looks like they're going down a ship there. It's still in. It's still in John Bart's favor, but you guys can see it's still close there. Any ship going down right now can still give them the favor here they want. Cossacks firing back. You guys can see he's trying to get the torps. They just barely missed, just barely. But as you notice, the Loyang cannot go toe-to-toe with that ship. They're trying to take out this rich Roma down in the distance here. Mainz is taking a lot of fire off the side there. They just need one shell. One salvo will do it for the Mainz there. They're losing a Roma, and they're losing a Mainz. Takes a second for it to pop up when 2 kills go off like that, as you guys know how the game works. Let's see. That Amalfi's oh, goodness. They've citadeled the Amalfi down to basically 1/3 health here. It is not looking good. 10 seconds left. This game might go in either team's favor. Who's going to get the kill? Can they knock out the Amalfi just in time? 0. It goes down. And looks like the MVP is going to go to John Bart. A interesting game there going to Haven. Very interesting game. Power play there with the battleship and the Richelieu. I mean, that was just perfect positioning for the time frame. Catching the Richelieu off guard, sinking those torps in, getting a battleship down early. That gave them the advantage they needed to just hold in the end. Now, kudos to Hate It Most for putting that much pressure on them to get that game that close, because a lot of times when you lose a battleship like that late in the match, sometimes that causes some complications with some late game pushes there. But they managed to consolidate very well and continue to push. So it's anybody's game still. We are only the first round into this best out of 3. So we can see how this is going to go. Both teams are going to be slugging each other as much as possible, playing off each other's mistakes to see exactly who is going to take this thing home. And now we're on our 3-cap map here. I forget what the name of this one is. I kind of do like the aesthetic a little bit, but name's not coming to mind. It will eventually. Now, you can kind of see here, it's a very much even split. We've seen this before when we saw Hefe play this map and other teams as well, where that it seemed as if what they were able to do with John Bart were able to do was basically get the teams to split, then go into the B cap and capture it, and then cause an encirclement method, and then basically clear out either 3 to 4 ships from one side there. So I wonder if they're going to play the same tactic here, or will they not? I'm trying to look at the mini map here, trying to give you guys a good view of what's going on. Of course, you can't catch everything on the map, but we're going to try our best to see if we get everything we can capture. It looks like torpedoes just fizzled out from there. B cap just went in their favor. It looks like they're actually flipping back that cap. It's going back to Hate It Most. It looks like Hate It Most is basically taking advantage of this. They got 2 mates this time, so it looks like they're going to try and keep the Loyang spotted if possible. Granted, with the sonar, it gives them a short-range capabilities, but the mates has 15 152mm guns. So it can technically take out the destroyers very easily, given that if it sees them. But the issue is it has to see the Loyangs in order to make this happen. But considering the skill level of these two teams, this shouldn't be much of a problem, honestly. The main thing is just seeing who's going to give who the knockout punch first. Right now, it's just really a contestation for the caps. Other than that, little hits here and there, couple of jabs here and there. But you're going to see things start to unfold probably in the last 2 minutes of the match. You can see now all caps are running back in the favor of Hate It Most. So it looks like they've managed to somehow chase the John Bart team outside of the cap zones here. They're taking a lot of damage here. I see one Roma in the distance there, about half health. The Loyangs are doing their best to hold into the caps, but the Cossacks are pushing them back with their gunboating abilities. This is something I wasn't expecting here, but it makes perfect sense. With the British destroyers having the gun velocities, you can see how fast the shells come off those guns. The British destroyers are able to gunboat where the Loyangs cannot quite keep up with this. They're able to gunboat quite a bit, but the 130s kind of put the British ships, the Cossacks, in a good position here. Now, let's see what they do here. Now, they managed to flip a cap back. So you can see Hate It Most had 3 caps in their possession. They managed to flip, John Bart managed to flip 1 back. Like I said, no deaths just yet, but plenty of damaged ships. The Roma by itself, this is going to be an interesting one here. Well, not quite. There's a cruiser off to the distance here. They're playing off each other right here. We're looking to see how this 1v1 is going to turn out. Frozen's doing his best to bide for time here. I'm not sure if he's going to notice. First death goes to John Bart. John Bart basically has a battleship that goes down here. And now you can see that they're going to capitalize on this. Mates takes out the Loyang. So they've lost a crucial set of eyes here in the battle here. And now they're going to continue to sweep with another Loyang here. The Loyang is going dead. They've lost both destroyers within the span of 30 seconds. This is a significant disadvantage so far because now they've lost the ability of hurting and any area control methods. So basically, it's all going to come down to raw DPM at this moment. Now, Haiti just lost one ship there. One battleship goes down, but John Bart has lost a significant amount of influence on the battle here by losing destroyers like that and that in the match. And now they've also lost the cap zones as well. Cattle Trader is trying to hold on for dear life as much as possible here, but I'm not sure for how long can he do that. Roma is coming into distance here. The Cossacks are giving him a run for his money, setting him on fire. He might burn out here, or the Cossack might just take him. He goes. That match goes to Hated. The Roma being the MVP of that match there. Black Erie taking it for the MVP medal. That was a good turnaround there. You guys could see just the mobility and how quickly things can spiral out of control when losing a set of crucial equipment ships like that, especially when it comes to destroyers. Now, this time is Epicenter, and this is going to be very interesting because now that we know the Cossacks are capable of gunboating these Loyangs, we see that they're still running Loyangs on the other side of John Bart. So I'm wondering, have they thought of any tactics of countering these Cossacks from being able to basically push the Loyangs off because of the gunboating ability, which the Loyang doesn't quite have the same mastery of. The Loyang is not bad at gunboating, don't get me wrong, it just does not have the same mastery of it as the Cossacks would because of the 130mm cannons versus the millimeter cannons of the Loyang's guns. Totally different ball game in that regard. So the Loyang's hope here is to either spot these ships early or put enough torpedoes in them where the Amalfis can basically finish them off from a distance there. So they're going to run a very similar tactic here, and it looks like they're going to try to... yep, the Cossacks are holding that island, and they've managed to keep the Loyangs off of the island. So this means that the Loyangs have to, when they get close, they're going to get shot at. And you can see one is already taking fire damage from just taking a couple of shells from one direction there. A lot of torpedoes coming in the distance there. This is what we're talking about here. Destroyers fighting destroyers here for the middle spot there. Loyang is taking a lot of fire. He has to exit out of the cap. So it looks like the Hated Most has made it their mission, their priority to get rid of their Loyangs and take them out of the zone here. And like I said, that's losing a crucial ship if that happens. So if they manage to do that, not only are their Cossacks free to roam the battlefield, but also the Cossacks can basically run up to the battleships unopposed and drop torpedoes. So it's a win-win for them if they can get this to work in their favor here. Now, the Epicenter match is still in... looks like it's still in Hated Most favor so far. Inner caps are in their favor. Outermost caps going to John Bart. John Bart looks like they're going to try and retreat a little bit, try and consolidate some of their forces. There's a couple of damaged ships. So they're trying to get around and trying to get Hated Most to overextend. This is actually a good power play if Hated takes the bait. If Hated takes the bait on this one, they can get them to take out a cruiser, which would also give them some influence on the battlefield. They could take that cruiser out. The problem is that cruiser going to advance far enough for them to actually make use of that ability to do that there? Roma's off. Roma's off in the distance there. Maybe I've been calling the Roma the cruiser the whole time. Like I said, the screen is not that clear for me when I'm doing these dubbings. Roma looks like he might take damage here from the Loyang. It's a little bit of a long shot here. Maybe the cruisers might finish him off. It might go 1-for-1 here. Nope. Yep, he takes out an Amalfi. Frozen goes down. Another Amalfi might go here. He's at low health. He's trying to play off the rock here. I'm hoping he can make it. He just might possibly do it here. If he can just try and... I know this detection doesn't stop till 20 seconds in, so maybe he might make it. I don't know. We may see if the kill count pops up on the screen just in a few seconds. Yep, a Cossack gets him. Not able to get away on time there. The battleships are trying to push on the left flank here, but the Cossacks are kind of keeping them at bay. And like I said, this is what I mean here by basically they're not able to push the envelope as I'm guessing they were hoping to do. The Amalfis are trying to recover the ones that's left. And it looks like all ships are kind of damaged, so no one is necessarily far from the other in this moment. But it'd be interesting to see how they close this one out. The Amalfi's very low health, so if Hated can get that Amalfi out of there, that may seal the deal for them, especially since they have the cap zone. So Hated is actually in an advantageous position considering the health bars of their ships that we're looking at here. The Loyang is trying desperately to hold. Richelieu coming out to the front to try and shield. And looks like Richelieu's taking a lot of damage so far. That's another ship gone. Hated Most has lost another ship so far, so they're down 2 ships. The cap is still in their favor here. So this is how cap zones can sometimes determine a match. Even though Hated is down by 2 ships, it's still given to Hated Most there. And looks like they seal the deal with another ship going down. It was just too little too late there. Black Erie takes the MVP again. And the cap zones is basically what decided that one. So even though they lost more ships, Hated Most still takes it there. That's really interesting in that regard there. Let's see how far we're willing to go on this one. All right, last game it looks like. So this is going to be interesting here. So Hated Most may just seal the deal here if they can finish this matchup. So we saw 2 games go in their favor. This may be the end of it. So we have to see exactly how well they'll play off each other's strengths or weaknesses here. Going off of this one here, what do we got going on here? We've got Friar's Lantern. Everything's going well. A nice split force so far. Same as always. Looks like 4-4, 3-3. It's kind of a matching set here going on. But will Jean Bart be able to split off forces like they did with the semifinals against Latim? That's going to be the question here. And so really it's too early to really tell, because mainly the first thing these teams try to do is try to get the cap zones, and then they'll switch deployments based upon how they feel like the team is deployed. If they feel like it's stagnant over by A, they may try some unconventional methods to try and get some things moving through the chains. It'd be interesting to see how well they do. Now, you can see they have unmastered the art of using cover in this game. Friar's Lantern has become a very much favorite for the rock covering it provides. And so these cruisers are going to be using that to their advantage to try and make these switches. Because, like I said, it's easy for a cruiser, especially without the need of a CV, to disappear after 20 seconds of not firing and then just reappear on another side of the map. So it'll be very interesting to see if they try this method to try and see if they catch some ships off guard, or any type of method at this point. Mainz, Cossack, Roma. It's a very interesting set they got going on here. And then they got the Loyang, which they lost one early last round. So wondering to see how well the Loyang, did you see the Loyang is kind of keeping his distance, because they realize now that in order for them to survive, they're not going to be able to really get into a gunboat fight with that Cossack. So they're going to have to play somewhat the long range game with the DD and play this a little bit smart here, because if they lose the DDs like they did last time, the Cossacks can easily catch on the cap advantage and capitalize on that against Jean Bart's team here. 4 minutes left to go. Still anybody's game. 111 to 59, or is that 69 on the top frame up there. Mainz is taking a lot of damage. 1080 is taking a lot of damage up top there. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make it. It depends on how well Jean Bart can focus him out, or if they have the shot still. You can see a couple shells landing on his deck. So they are aiming for that kill push there. It looks like another Mainz Loyang has made their way off. So they're trying to make some things move here. Loyang is being pushed out of the cap. Looks like Cossack's going to flip over A. B is already in Hated Most's favor. I'm not sure they're going to be able to put the Mainz out of commission. Mainz is trying to dodge shells. I'm still looking up at the third-person omniscient view. And they may be able to put the Mainz out. They tried a similar tactic against Latin to try and get the Richelieu to switch. They got him to switch. 3 targets. 3 shots are coming from 3 different directions. I assume that's a Malfi that Frozen's having that's down below that Richelieu that's shooting at him just down below. Mainz has made it his way to the corner of the map, but they're taking a lot of fire. Mainz is almost down. So we'll see if he switches the map, if he can possibly switch the map. But the only thing is, with him switching the map in his current condition, Hated Most knows where he's going and knows what kind of condition he's in. So they'll be quick to capitalize on a situation where, let's say, for instance, that they see a mismatch up top. They may end up pushing the A-cap envelope a little further than at least maybe the mates was expecting there. So looks like we lost the first ship, and that's the destroyer that's from Jean Bart's team. So one of the Lo Yangs goes down. African is taking a whole lot of damage up top. You can see the mates and the Richelieu are taking a lot of damage down below. Can they seal the deal on African and get him out of the match? Yes, they can. Roma takes him out. It's still in Hated Most's favor. No, it's actually in currently right now. It's actually in Jean Bart's favor. But the Amalfi should be able to take out this mates. Look, the mates is healing. Yep, he gets rid of the mates. So now it's going into Jean Bart's favor so far. Oh, no, wait, spoke too soon. So here's what I was saying before. Now they lost the crucial amount of destroyers. Now can the mates seal the deal here when it comes to the rest of the match here? There's a mates behind the rep. They seal it. That's one gone. Hated Most just moved up from the kills there. Cossacks coming in. They got one Richelieu up top. There's 4 ships left on Jean Bart's team there. Can they make the push necessary to put this game back in their favor is what's going to determine it so far. Okay, it looks like Hated Most is making and capitalizing on the situation by pummeling this Richelieu and getting back C-cap. It looks like A might be flipping sometime soon here. It's 4-4, so they've done a good job so far, but they might be losing another ship. Yep, Cattle Trader goes down. Big balls for the Roma. It's still going, guys. Still anybody's game. 463-5, 37. Match is coming to a close here. 20 seconds left on the clock. Who's going to do what with the last 15 seconds left? This will seal the deal for Hated if they get this one. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, and 6. Who is going to take this one? It's looking like it's going to be Hated Most. Is it Hated Most? Yes, it is, ladies and gentlemen. We have the finalist and the final winners. It is Hated Most that takes Rule of the Waves 6 tourney. The combination of Fu, Yoho, F&D, and heavy teams now comes into play. Thank you guys for joining me today for the Rule of the Waves 6 tourney, and I hope you guys see you next time.